Now, acting head of the Trauma and Emergency Unit at the 37 Military Hospital, Major Dr. Gyamfi, is calling for the retrofitting of all ambulances in the country to suit purpose. According to him, the current state of ambulances does not meet health standards in the transportation of accident victims. Major Gyamfi spoke to JoyNews.
When it comes to how they come in, then again it involves the ambulance system. And when it comes to trauma, we look at three main things. We have to look at the pre-hospital care, the transportation of the patient, and also the hospital care. We have bought some ambulance as a country, but I think we have to look at how we are going to make use of them by retrofitting them to suit purposes that we want to achieve. So, for example, we can have different types, like a basic life support ambulance, where you know that if somebody has just a minor pain or issue that is related to an outpatient, you can use that for. But in a situation where a patient or group of patients have been involved in an accident, somebody has a chest injury, abdominal injury, you cannot send those ambulances. You need to send advanced trauma life support ambulances, which in the US they call the level 3 or type 3 ambulances. And those are the things that we have to look at. Not just the ambulances, but what they are retrofitted to do.
So are you saying that the ambulances that we use now are not entirely fit for purpose, or they are just to manage the situation to an extent to get patients to the hospital?
I think when it comes to trauma per se, we would have to actually up our game in terms of how we retrofit the ambulances for that. So generally, obviously for other things, it will be able to serve those purposes. But in terms of trauma, we have to do something about the type of ambulances that we have. Yeah.
So at your unit, how are you able to manage trauma? Do people know the post-traumatic issues that come along with accidents? How are you educating them? What do you think should be the focus of those who ensure safety on the road, to ensure that at least people may get involved in an accident, but they are able to overcome such incident?
So, I mean, we have to look at it from even outside the hospital, as I've been saying. And one of the things that we actually have to look at necessarily is finding ways to get the DVLA that issue these licenses for the drivers to introduce training drivers by being bystander caregivers. Because when somebody is injured, in most of the times, you realize that how the patient is even carried into the vehicle, how the people are laid down, how they are positioned, all those things affect the outcome of these patients.